Hello, Henshin Nation, Henshin Heroes. Yes, we started kind of late. We were recording a bonus episode for my Monster Island Fun Club Patreon, which was on Ultraman design. So if you want to hear us tell you the definitive list of Ultraman designs, go join my Patreon for as little as $3 a month. I'm Nathan, aka the Subro.
I'm Jake, aka the Metal Don.
Chris, the Sentai guy.
He's back again. Can you stay a little longer,
Yay.
please?
Yes, and I'm watching ZEZTZ.
All right, yeah, we're just gonna go straight into it. Hopefully, my internet does not crash. You know what? I'm just gonna watch it on my phone because Jake and I are still uploading. So I'm just gonna watch it on my phone because I will feel safer that way. Okay, 32. Whoa. Calm the F down. Calm the F down. Did you back it up?
No, you can't. Not when it's live.
No, yes, you can. I'm doing it right now.
It didn't let me.
All you got to do is move the what do you call it? The scroll. So I'm going to back.
Letting... Yeah, I don't have that option on the computer.
I do it on the computer all the time.
Huh.
And you pay for premium.
No, I don't.
Oh, I thought you did.
I have it for over a year now, Nate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've got a black screen.
Yeah, it's seriously, dude, you picked the wrong week to skip last week.
I watched it already.
No, I'm just saying, like, big revelations, the Teo trailer, significant things on, for once, on New Generation Stars.
So are we going to start from the beginning, or?
That's what I did. I'm past the recap, so I think we're unfortunately slightly out of sync.
I've been watching it from the beginning anyway, so
yeah. I'm at the point where he's talking with his dad saying, "Why'd you turn me in the Zets?" All right, now it's the theme song. I'm going to skip through the theme song to try to catch up a little bit. His bad luck has all because of black cases. A child never knows the pain their parents endure for them. Oh, no silly pun this week. Why does the human race look like golems? I feel like I'm getting an anime style info dump right now. They use AI to make these. Now all the humans look like robots. Okay. So nightmares are responsible for all the evils of the world. Got it. Got some parallelism going on here.
This is a very interesting.
Interesting what?
The whole, like, backstory.
Right. I'm waiting for the lady to be revealed to be Baku's mom.
Yeah.
Him and Nem, which means him and Nem are siblings.
Yeah.
Like, if you're already going to pull a Star Wars, go all the way with it.
Right.
At this point, everything in Baku's life has been a lie. The first half of the show was a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we got a butterfly earring. Huh. Okay.
Code has sinned. They're trying to
Yeah.
make a world where nobody can be themselves.
Welcome to dystopia. At this point, Jake and I discussed this. I think we are now at a point where I feel more strongly that Nox is going to turn on all the bad guys to help Baku.
I think so.
Yeah.
What's up, Wolf Girl Annie? She's in our chat.
Oh, hello.
Annie.
Do you know her?
She's
No.
my daughter.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Chris's daughter.
And hello, Jonathan. Yeah, Garo style opening. Hey, stop yelling at us. We were doing stuff. All right. Nem, I know you're short, but do you need the elevator shoes and 6-inch heels there?
Huh. Well.
Uh-oh. Sounds like Chris got to a revelation before us. Hello, Dipman Chip. Nice to see you too.
What's up?
You guys are siblings.
Code number 3.
3? It's actually kind of amusing that we're all at slightly different points.
Yeah.
Three minus 3.
Oddly enough, so far, this has been the least caffeinated episode of the show so far, I think.
Oh, just wait.
Frickin' ads! What? You'd be such a great politician. I'm purging the impurity. What a line. Wow.
Three is the new zero.
This is certainly climbing my list for favorite writer shows right now, which is saying a lot because I haven't necessarily been a fan of modern Toei for a while.
It's definitely up there for me.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Huh.
Dipman Chip wants to says, "What's the premise of this show? Dreams and nothing is real."
Pretty much.
Be careful, she doesn't telegraph her kicks. Yeah, she didn't telegraph that to you either. Oh my gosh, the logistics of how the world of this show works is starting to confuse me slightly. It's nowhere close to the absurdity of Fies, but that for different reasons, but still. It should tell you something that we're all being remarkably quiet watching this now. It's not the most compelling live streaming.
Well, don't want to, like the song says, I don't want to miss a thing.
I was waiting for that.
There's also really not too much to talk about. Most of all they're doing is just talking.
I was gonna say, this is a very character-focused episode.
Yeah.
Serious lens flares. Code phone? Code phone.
Yes.
That's such a cool name. Stomnia. Wait a minute. We just found out you're Baku's dad. Are you going to die now? I just made the motorcycle your worst enemy. A riderless bike. What? Now it's obeying the lady traffic cop? Oh no, it's just obeying the traffic signal. Okay. It's a very polite riderless bike.
Three should have known not to give him the phone.
I'm a little more than 2 minutes behind, a little less than 2 minutes behind the actual live stream.
I saw a chart the other day that said that this rider show has had the most time on a motorcycle than any rider show since early Heisei.
Gotta be kidding
Really?
me. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm glad that that Toei is remembering the rider part of Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, the way the dreams and nightmares work, it's like yin and yang. The more good there is, the more darkness there is.
Right.
Whoa! About
You gotta
time we
have
got
that
some more
perfect balance.
Yeah. Which is very Eastern. But time we got some more motorcycle action on here. Nem, I'm not sure those are the smartest shoes you could wear right now. Oh, he's going back to his base form for the first time in a bit. This is still my favorite. What? He has a cannon arm? Is he freaking Mega Man? Are you done, not Junior?
I like how he jumped off the bike and got back into it.
Yep. Man, where did they film this? Is it a factory? Wow. Ow. Oh, geez. Ow. This is Jungian psychology playing out right here. Baku fighting his shadow.
Father's dream versus father's nightmare.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Dark Rider or whatever this guy's name is. He's just no-selling everything. Ow. What? Did they just do some rider kicks that cancel each other out?
Cliffhanger.
Of course. Man, the suit actor for ZEZTZ is built like such a brick house.
Oh yeah.
Even with this suit on, I can tell that he's just built.
Just wait for you guys to get to the end.
Yeah, we're almost there. Well, I am. The belt just fell off of poor Baku.
Take a good look at that belt.
Never be ZEZTZ again? We've heard that before.
Look at his belt, though.
Oh, crap.
What the heck?
He broke it.
Yep, it's broken.
Whoa! I don't know what that was, but it looked really intense. Oh, now Nem's bad dream is next week.
Nemo. Yep.
Looks like he's pulling a Power Rangers and is going to try to do stuff with a broken morpher.
Maybe.
Well. Indeed, Jonathan, that was interesting. We'll just wait for Jake to catch up here.
Yeah, I'm just watching the trailer for the next episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you're not much farther behind than I am.
I'm done.
I never would have thought Kamen would become must-see TV for me.
I know, right? So, since you haven't been on consistently for a couple of weeks,
I missed 1 week, sir.
Oh, you missed 1 week. It was just a big week. So, what did you think of last week?
It was fantastic. I really didn't. I mean, I wasn't thinking that we would actually find out who Baku's dad really was. I'm like you. I suspect if they may go that route, I hope with Nemu and Baku having the same mother, but she doesn't have a father. So I'm wondering if, because she was born from nightmares, if Baku wasn't born from good dreams. And that's because you're seeing a yin and yang here, because they were talking about how the the more good dreams you have, the stronger the nightmares are. So I'm not wondering if they're supposed to balance each other out, and that's how they're going to come together.
So they're not
Brother and sister.
biological. They're not brother and sister in the biological sense, but they are yin and yang.
Yeah, it'd be more that it's kind of, they would balance each
they're
other out as a couple. That they're joined together, just more like husband and wife, not brother and sister.
so they're a
So
dyad in the Force, according to Star Wars.
yeah, that would make sense. So, but is Zero still Baku's father?
Yes, because Baku came. I'm thinking that Baku came from his good dreams.
Balls.
Well, technically, the lady was not pregnant with Nem, if I remember right. Right?
No,
she
no.
was not pregnant with Nem.
No,
Nem just appeared to her.
She got pregnant in her dream, and then when she
got pregnant in her dream,
or in her nightmare. And then when she woke up, she had Nemu.
So you're saying that Baku was like the womb, so to speak, where Baku was born, was in Zero's dreams.
Yeah.
So he basically willed Baku into existence?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that the dyad and the Force, that's a good analogy, Jake. I think that would be very in line with what we're seeing here, which really it connects Nem and Baku, and again makes Baku's entire life a lie. Right. That is the main thing I've been getting out of everything since the midpoint of the show. Everything in Baku's life is a lie.
Yeah, so much so he now rolls with it. Oh, he's my father. Okay.
No, he's just unbothered by everything at this point. If someone was to tell him that Nem was his actual sister, he'd be like, "Oh, okay."
That might actually devastate him a little bit because he obviously doesn't have big brother energy towards her.
No, he doesn't. I don't know exactly how to describe his relationship with her. If it's not big brother, what is it?
He obviously has he's crushing on her. She's been his crush his whole life.
So he's a simp.
Wow.
Are
you going to put up with that, Chris?
I'm used to his bullcrap. It's fine.
You have become the Baku of this group. Nothing phases you anymore.
Yeah. It does take quite a bit to phase me.
Yeah, I've noticed. Well, yeah, that wasn't quite as intense a gut punch as last week was, because good Lord, last week was nuts. This one is more like the fallout from last week. It's lighter on action and it's more character focused, which I do think you need to have after everything last week. Because last week I said, it was crazy.
I mean, the problem, I think it would have hit a little bit heavier with the whole his rider belt breaking if they already hadn't shown that he's getting his ultimate form.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that that's a marketing issue. I mean, it's kind of like when you were watching the Avengers and you knew that Iron Man was going to be fine because you'd already seen the trailer, the Hulk catching a falling Iron Man, and it hadn't happened yet. You're like, oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
Or what if it's more like Thor, where he doesn't really need the hammer to use his powers? because he gets his power from Asgard. What if Baku doesn't need the belt to actually transform?
That would be interesting. I don't. Have they ever done a? Have they ever had a Kamen Rider who just wills his transformation?
I don't think so.
Was that? Did they do that with Amazon?
I don't know,
I think
I think Amazon might have been that way. There's only been one Ultraman who didn't have a transformation device, and that was Jack from Return of Ultraman. It's not often you have a henshin hero without a transformation device. That would be interesting.
It would,
but
be.
I like
It'd go along with the show.
Yeah, but I do like the idea that it's something that he grows into. Eventually, he gets to that point.
Yeah.
That's the end of his hero's journey. That could be interesting. I like that. And considering how on point the Metal Dawn has been with this show, he might be right. Like, he is. I think at least 90% of Jake's predictions have come true.
I'm hardly ever wrong.
You tell that to the wife every day, don't you?
Tell it to everybody.
I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
It could be right, but the fact that his final form is called Extreme, in Japan, when EX is added to the name of a product, service, or game, it means it's for extra or extra edition. So I'm guessing he's going to find something beyond the dream to pull this powerful. So it's probably going to fix his belt and make it even stronger.
It'd be interesting. I actually, thanks to Ultraman Rube, I actually learned an interesting Japanese word, which is kiwami. I swear I've heard it before because I'm like, why does that sound familiar? And then I looked it up, and it basically means that it is the pinnacle of something. And from what I read online, a lot of video game developers, if they're putting out like the final expansion or whatever of a video game, or they do like a bit of a remake or something like that, they add kiwami in Japanese to the title, indicating this is the final version. It is the ultimate edition. It is, the pinnacle of whatever the game is.
Right.
So I only bring that up because it would be interesting if they tack that on to Baku's next one. But they went EX, for extreme. That would make sense instead of Kiwami.
More, I would say, just Baku's going to decide he's tired of following other people's dreams. He's going to create his own, and that's where this will come from. And it may result because mandates in a new rider belt.
Bandai mandates
a new rider belt because there had outside of figures. There's actually not this in the little gotcha ball things.
Gachapons.
Yeah, the gachapons. Yeah, this hasn't been very toyetic if you really look at it.
Not as much as I would have expected.
So I could see a new rider belt coming into play.
I could as well.
Maybe
either that or either that or it's going to be a situation of find a way to repair the belt, reforge the sword.
Didn't Nox end up having two belts?
Yes, because he had two distinct rider forms.
Yeah, he had one that was similar to Zeth, and now he has the one that turns.
Because he was, what was it? It was Kamen Rider Nox, and then he became Nox Knight, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and those were two separate power sets. I don't think he's been. Has he henshined since the big turning point? I don't think he has.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I will say that I'm kind of curious because I saw this Rail popped up, as someone was pointing out, it's not just ZEZTZ that's getting a new form. All three main writers are getting a new form. Even the guy who's only mentioned one time, Sig.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like I said, I'm curious to see what. I think next week's going to play. I think next week's going to be pretty big because there's normally 50 episodes.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got 18. We've got 18 more.
18. Yeah. Tonight was 32.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go still if you think about it, because 18 weeks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was crunching the numbers. We will still be covering ZETZ when Teo starts in July.
We will be
at the I think we will be at the the home stretch for ZETZ, but we will still be covering that when Teo starts.
Oh, let's see. This is all right. So
We have about 4 months of ZETZ left. About 4.5 months.
Yeah.
And
until the end of August.
Yeah.
If we stay on pace, the last episode of ZETZ will air August 29th.
August 29th. Isn't that the day after Power Ranger Day?
Yeah.
I think that's the 28th. Yeah, so it's the day after Power Ranger Day, and supposedly the weekend that Legend of the White Dragon.
Well, I'm not going to be talking about that because I'm going to be watching the finale of ZETZ. So,
well, yeah, I understand. Depending on if it's even playing anywhere around you.
yeah.
And the funny thing is, if it depending on how that release goes, I will be live streaming from West Virginia, and I will leave it at that.
Say hello to Mr. Hamilton for me.
Because we got to make good on our promise to the listeners with attitude. We said we'd come back for Legend of the White Dragon, and then we didn't think it was going to happen, but now it's supposedly happening. So
5 years later.
5 years, I know, right? I kind of hate it, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I think we have a lot to look forward to. So yeah, my gosh, Teo, we're going to be covering it. But who knows if Kamen Rider Mice, however you're supposed to say it, there's no word yet if that is going to be simulcast.
It better be.
I would expect it to be, but if it's not, we are theoretically dropping down to just streaming about Teo. I think that's unlikely, but it might happen.
And then we, yeah, because it doesn't look like the new Metal Project Red stuff, we're going to be getting any of it. So,
not on a simulcast weekly basis, I think. Maybe we get some other kind of release for it. I don't know. Once it's done, maybe a Blu-ray.
I hope we get a Blu-ray.
It'd be nice to have a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I did watch the first episode of Gavin Infinity, but with less than legal means, because I at least wanted to see what the first episode was like. So,
yeah,
there's that. But yeah, so I think we got a lot to look forward to with ZETZ. But Chris, to do some more follow-up with last week, what did you think of the Teo trailer?
It's interesting.
We talked a bit about the design for MIFE Max. We're all fans of the design. I know that. But what do you think of the idea of him being something of a pacifistic Ultraman?
It's a throwback to old Japanese mentality, which is interesting at a time. If you know what's going on with Japan right now, that's actually not the direction their mentality is going.
Mm-hmm.
They're not wanting to become imperial again, but they're definitely wanting to be militaristic again. And they're trying to preserve their values. And we're not going to get on that. It's not a political show. It's very interesting given the timing of
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in that country. Um, and considering how opposite it is of what the original Ultraman was, because he was not a pacifist at all. In fact, he had to learn not to just outright kill the monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So um, it's it's been a while since we had a pacifist Ultraman, so it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if
What?
I wonder if I wonder if he's going to go the opposite of um, the original, where he starts out a pacifist, but then he realizes, oh, sometimes to preserve what is good, you have to take violent action.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting.
So I'm hoping that it's a better version of Cosmos, which might be a bit of a hot take for some people, because I don't get the appeal of Cosmos. Cosmos is weirdly popular, but I didn't feel like that Cosmos really utilized the concept of a pacifistic Ultraman as well as it should have. Did you watch last week's stream at all? Because I went over an article that went over the basics of what the show is.
I have not.
Okay. Long story short, as you saw in the trailer, it's a little bit like Omega, where he's an Ultra who lives on a different planet. He's not from planet Ultra necessarily, and he's the last survivor of his planet because his planet was destroyed by space kaiju. So I've seen some people compare that to Superman. I would say there's a bit of a Superman flavor to it, but he wasn't sent off as a baby. He was already an adult. I would say it might be, well, no, because Silver Surfer didn't get his planet destroyed. He saved it to become Silver Surfer. So I'm not sure exactly how to compare, but Superman was the comparison I was seeing most often.
Yeah. No, Surfer became a herald to save his planet, and
Yeah, save his planet.
really, and in a weird way to save others, because the reason why Galactus has a herald is he doesn't want to hurt the people.
Yeah,
he's after a specific type of thing.
Yeah, he's giving them a chance to leave before he destroys their planet. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this, but he's an Ultra taking human form again, like Omega. We've been getting a lot of those in the new gen hero era. I've been noticing we have a lot of Ultras in human form. But one thing that the trailer didn't make clear that I saw in an article that I read is his human identity is a college student, and he's at a veterinarian school. So he's working with animals, and apparently is very partial to animals, which I find interesting.
Yeah,
his parents might have been like vets on his planet, and that's why.
Maybe, which is also a bit like Cosmos, because Cosmos doesn't like killing monsters. He tries to save monsters. And interestingly, he hangs out on a monster island. So he'll go fight a monster, pacify it, and then take it to this island where he hangs out and just let them roam free. It's like a nature preserve. So right. I think there's a little bit of something here. I think the attitude, the way I look at it is that Cosmos is a pacifist, I think, in the strictest sense. He's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I'm nonviolent unless you push me really hard. Baku strikes me as somebody who's more like not Baku, excuse me. Teo strikes me as somebody who's more of a reluctant hero. He wants to be left alone because he's the last of his kind and he's still dealing with his trauma.
Right.
So they're both pacifists, but the motivations, I think, are very different. Because Cosmos didn't really have trauma to deal with. This guy does.
Yeah.
And I think that might be why I think I'll like this more. And this wasn't in the article, but one of the things I've seen getting circulated around, I don't know how true it is it doesn't look like, even though that this is the 60th anniversary show, it doesn't look like they're going to do an anniversary gimmick. Like you would see with, say, Rider, or especially with Super Sentai.
Yeah.
Even past Ultra shows, when they would do anniversaries, they would at least play around with that. You know, it would be much subtler than a Toei show. However, I am hearing that the reason why this will be an anniversary show is that past Ultras will make guest appearances.
Okay.
Now, I don't know which ones, but that is what I'm hearing. And honestly, I feel like that's the better way to go.
I'm kind of interested to find out why he's a pacifist, because you would think that after his homeworld was destroyed by the kaiju, he would not be.
I think I think he wants to be left alone.
Unless it turns out that the reason why his planet got destroyed is because the kaiju were antagonized.
Maybe.
So I'm curious to see how that plays out, because that is a very interesting, because that's normally not the dynamic. You destroy my planet, I'm wanting to wipe out your species. Or if maybe he was raised to not seek vengeance, but rather justice. And since there's really no justice to be had for his people, he doesn't see the point of committing another genocide.
Mm-hmm. That there could be that too. From what I saw in the trailer and from what I read, the kaiju, the reason why he basically gets into action, at least in the first episode, is the space kaiju who destroyed his planet are now coming to Earth. So basically, they followed him. It sounds like.
I got you.
And maybe he's just unlucky, and Earth was just the next planet in their path. I don't know. Be interesting if they chased him down.
Yeah,
they're hunting him. But I'm really looking forward to Teo. We got a lot to look forward to with ZEZTZ. We have an overabundance of riches at this point, guys.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're living in a tokusatsu golden age, and I feel like tokusatsu is starting to get to the point where, and I don't know if it will achieve the mainstream status that anime did, but I feel like it's experiencing a bit of that renaissance that anime did. What do you think?
I don't think it'll be as big as anime, but I mean, if you ask anybody, they know who Godzilla is.
Mm-hmm.
It might get to that point where people can not necessarily say who they are, but they can recognize it.
Right.
Yeah. No. Anime is a beast of a different nature, to the point that it's being so successful globally that Hollywood's actually starting to model their stuff more after it than they are after Hollywood at this point.
Right.
Which I have mixed feelings about, because don't get me wrong, I like anime, but I don't want everything to be like anime.
Right. I understand. All right. Well, and since it's in the title of the episode, I don't have a whole lot to say about New Generation Stars because it's a repackaged Trigger episode. But what did you guys think?
I like the ship that turned into a dragon.
Yeah.
That's the
That's cool.
headquarters for Gut Select in Trigger.
Yeah, that was cool. It was
Okay.
really about the only thing that stood out to me.
Well, I mean, you got more
Yeah.
Absolutians, and you guys are fanboys of the Absolutians.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I can't wait to rate their designs.
Yeah. What about the training shenanigans with Reboot in his human form?
Smile, smile.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the reasons I don't like Trigger as much, because that's the Trigger host catchphrase, and it's mildly annoying for me.
Yeah.
But they have to they do the little Japanese idol dance. And I'm like, watching it again this week, I'm like, this feels like a Sentai episode.
Yeah, I thought the fighting part of the training was cool, but then when they started dancing, I was like, that's really weird.
Yeah, like I said, it felt like a Sentai episode to me. Chris?
Nothing really stood out too much. It was fine. You know, I got to learn a little bit more about past ultras and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm going to be honest with you. The Absolutian, thinking back, I haven't rewatched Trigger since it was simulcast. But if I remember correctly, I think the Absolutian episodes are probably the best episodes of the show. The only other one I would potentially include, mild but very predictable spoiler, there's a crossover with Tiga.
Okay.
Tiga shows up because of course he does. That's about it. So you guys kind of saw the best episodes in the clip show.
Sweet.
I won't stop you from watching the whole thing. You'll be amused by the Martian mud wrestling in the first episode between Trigger and Carmira.
Wait, you said there's mud wrestling, and this is supposed to.
We all like mud wrestling.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm looking forward to it now that you mentioned mud wrestling.
It's in the first episode, so you have Trigger. I think the Metal Don got it for you. So once we're done here, just go pop in the Blu-ray.
I don't have it where I'm at right now, but I actually want to watch the series in order. That's my plan.
Oh man, do you realize how long it's taken me to do that?
Yes, well,
you have a glorious journey ahead of you, but it will be a long one.
I've been on longer.
All right, we got a handful of comments here from Edwin. He finally popped in. And he's leaving some comments here about several points in our conversation. He says, "Oh, relax. Destroyed belts don't matter. They always return in specials, movies, and cameos." You know what? Power Rangers prepared me for inexplicable morphers being fixed inexplicably. So yeah. Any comments, guys?
No, not really. I'm getting tired.
And so am I. This is
Oh yeah.
I have now recorded 2 podcasts and done 1 live stream today. And I have consumed 400 milligrams of caffeine on 6 hours of sleep. I need
Amateur
to rest.
numbers. Yeah.
Oh! Anyway. Easy, Baku becomes the nightmare for good or a dream.
Possibly.
Reasonable. Yeah. Toei sent a post for the ultimate form of ZEZTZ. Yeah, we talked about that. So the Bandai sent us a spoiler because toys.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Marketing
That happens a lot in
sucks.
America. Yeah. What?
That's
Bandai?
why it's staff. This is why I try to stay away from websites or social media and news sites about this stuff because I don't want to be spoiled.
Toys spoil a lot of stuff in America too.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's talking about Ultraman New. Yeah, with new Nate. Must work with Shane for the remaking of the Kamen Rider Cross Ultraman crossover special. I'll talk with Shane. That would be funny. We do a little adaptation of that, the one and only official crossover between Kamen Rider and Ultraman from the early 90s. I should bring that Blu-ray with me and show it to you guys sometime. Or you can go watch it on like websites. You know which ones I'm talking about. Do with my mind, it'll turn Teo to Tio. Okay. I'm hoping the Red Ranger Isekai dub gets a good compilation on YouTube sometime. Hides so it's not striked and come down. Well, it is. I don't know if it's dubbed, but it is on Crunchyroll. I'm happy to say that, yeah, the Red Ranger becomes a hero in another world or whatever, that Isekai show, it is on Crunchyroll, and I think it's only 12 or 13 episodes. And it doesn't look like it's getting more. You know what else is on Crunchyroll that I'm seriously considering for a future season of Henshin Power V3? Love After World Domination. Basically, picture this. A red Power Ranger falls in love with a lady shocker general. So it's basically superhero Romeo and Juliet. This was made for me.
Yeah.
I want the American marketing drops for a certain something else this year, and Toys just spoils some it's Spider-Man stuff. Yeah, I get it. All right, well, we lost Jake. He has run off someplace, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it would. Oh, there he is. He came back just in time.
Yeah, he had to snort some cocaine to stay awake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I may have to at the rate I'm going. The rate I'm going, I may have to upgrade to cocaine.
I'll bring a brick to G-Fest.
Oh, good Lord, no.
It's a little bit more.
However, I do think I am going to buy 2 12-packs of the C4 Godzilla energy drinks to share with everybody. 300 milligrams per can.
Yeah.
And Chris is like, and you're going to stay in another room.
Yeah, I'll have my son with me, so.
Yeah. And if we were in the same hotel room, you're like, I'm locking you in the closet, Marchand.
Yeah.
Come talk to us after you've calmed down, okay?
I'm going to go to bed, gentlemen. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, I do too. So, what did we learn this week? Get your sleep because you need it.
The father is a lie.
The father is a lie.
And may the power protect you.
See you next week.
Thank you for listening to Henshin Power V3, a podcast produced and hosted by Nathan Marchand,
Christopher Reiner,
and Jake Hamber.
If you'd like to send us feedback, we'd love to hear from you. So email us at henshin.power.v3@gmail.com.
Follow us on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Thank you, Danny DeManna. where our handle is @HenshinPowerV3, and join our official Facebook groups, Power Rangers Legacy and the Marco Out Lounge. We also have a Discord server called the Marco Out Lounge. Check the show notes for links to all of them.
Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and other great podcatchers. The podcast logo was designed by Rebecca Hutchins. Follow her on Instagram at super_r_illustrations.
Our theme song is a Joe the Hero remix by GVG Kid, which is based on a track from the video game Beautiful Joe.
All film and audio clips belong to their respective copyright holders, and no infringement is intended or implied.
Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podchaser to spread the word about the show. And until next time,
Schwash!